Alright, so I have a show choir performance today, so just for my stage makeup, I'm just going to do a basic full face. So I'll just kind of show you what I do and what kind of products I use. So first thing I use is just Maybelline Master Primer. That's for first step for foundation, so that's gonna just help it stay a lot better. So for this, I just kind of put it on my finger and just put it all over my face. There's several different kinds of the primer. I like the base that does the blur, the smooth one. After that, I'm going to go to foundation. So this is L'Oreal Paris. I really like it. I like the glow, just the Pro Glow, because it looks a lot more natural than like a matte or something like that. So I like using this one. Now before you do foundation, you're going to need your brush. And what I like to do with my brush is just run it under some cold water to get it wet, and then just like squeeze out the extra cold water. And then I just take a paper towel or a Kleenex or something and just get off that extra water. Again, it's just a lot easier to blend if the sponge is wet. Alright, so with this, you need to put it right on the sponge, right on your skin. I like to put it on my wrist. So that way if it's on my wrist, then I can just take it, it goes on a lot smoother that way. And again, just put all over your face. And just do that till it completely covers your face. You want to make sure you don't have like any cakey spots. So I just try to blend it in as much as I can because I just really like natural. I don't like it to look like I have a lot of makeup on. So I do a lot of blending. Alright. After I use that, sometimes you're just going to have spots, still different things that the foundation doesn't quite cover up. So then that's when I get my concealer. I really like the CoverGirl, just basic concealer. Just going to go in on those spots. Add just a little bit more. And then same thing, just take the brush and blend it in. Alright, so after you do all foundation, you kind of look like a ghost. So, what I like to use is this contour palette. I don't really do a lot of contouring because I'm not good at it, and it makes my face look weird. So, but I like the different colors to make it look like I'm not a ghost. So I just take a larger brush like this. The makeup, I kind of start with like the lighter shade. I'll make sure not to go too heavy, and then just kind of go along my cheekbone. I'm going with the next, with this shade, which is a little bit darker. And go right underneath the first color. Think of it almost as like a plain blush. So with that, you can go back and go with the sponge, blend it in a little bit. So I'm gonna go back in with this color. I'm just gonna color kind of in my other places in my face. I like to kind of do a bit of my jaw. Not a lot. Bit on my forehead. Again, don't want to go a lot or else you end up looking painted. And then I even go, you gotta be careful, but just on the bridge of my nose. If you do feel like you did go too dark on any areas, there's the lightest shade over here, which sometimes, I need to clean my brush real quick. I clean all my brushes just on Kleenexes. Sometimes I'll take the lightest shade and go underneath my eye. Alright, so that's about what I do with the contour palette. Alright, after the contour palette, then I like to kind of do some blush and stuff like that. After I do my eyes, I might go back in and do more blush, but I do like to just do like kind of a base. So this is the contour palette. I really like its Physicians Formula. And then actually one of them actually broke out, which is kind of sad. But I like using just like starting with the light and then kind of doing a little bit of the dark underneath, but starting with the light, use this just with my blush brush. Just the pink with the lighter color. Just on that cheekbone. Especially for stage makeup, you're going to want a bit more blush than you would normally do. Alright, another thing that's really nice in this palette is the bronzer. Oops. So I'm going to just take that, just kind of really light. You don't want a whole lot because it does go on pretty heavy. So this, and I just put it on the top of my forehead. And again, take that bronzer and go all over your cheekbone too. And like always, I just like to go in with the sponge and blend it out. I'm back. So that's what, basically, that's what I'm going to do for just the full face for now. I'm going to kind of move into the eyeshadow part of it now. Alright. I've got a new brush set off of Amazon, so I'm going to go ahead and get out some of the eyeshadow brushes. One second. Alright, and back. So I'm going to go ahead and just take this eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to use some of this palette today. It's the Physicians Formula. This palette's okay. I just need for sure the brown colors in it. It's the only palette that I have that actually has those brown. So, just gonna go ahead and start with the lightest shade here. Whenever you're doing eyeshadow, you always want to start with that light shades. That way you put it on, then it's good coverage. Just gonna take that and just go over my lid. When I do eyeshadow, I go all the way up. So here, going up here. All the way up. The other lid. And I really like this brush. It is just It's just like a loose brush, which is really nice for the creases on eyeshadow. I'm going to clean it off though because it's very pink. I don't need pink today. Alright. So, if you're doing eyeshadow, you want to start with the lightest shade first. So that's the lightest shade, that goes to darker, darker, and the darkest shade, and then you put like the gold. But make sure you like leave a spot for like if you're doing any sparkles, leaving a spot for there. So I'm just gonna start with that light brown right there. And I'll probably go in with the darker brown. Yeah, for the crease. And the crease is just basically the part of your eye right here. The part you can't, if you close your eyes or look straight ahead, you can't really see. So it's just kind of like that part. And then the lid is this part right here. So crease is kind of like up here around. Lid is like this part. I'm just going to take this in with a blending brush. I'm just going to go in and kind of correct all of the like hard edges because I don't want to see those lines. I want it to kind of blend together. I'm going to go in the brush, kind of take another layer. One thing I do a lot, if it's not blending the way that I like, I will just take like a light shimmer color. So a good example is in this palette. It's I Love from Sephora. I do really like Sephora's eye makeup. It's a little bit more expensive, so I buy it at Black Friday when it's like 60% off. But just like the shade right here, it's just a really light shimmer. So I just take the light shimmer, and if I go above my eye, and then I feel like it really helps. So these are those hard edges. And then always again, I'll just go in. Just gonna add a little bit more of the brown. Alright. That feels pretty good on that shade, so I'm gonna go ahead going with a bit darker. So with the darker, I'm not gonna go as high up. I'm gonna stick mostly there and then kind of to the corner of my eye. Still using this brush. I just really like this brush for that. Almost like eyeliner. lot of time with eyeshadow, you are gonna end up with like some eyeshadow below. What I do, just get a big towel. Just wipe it off since we're in foundation. Just don't wipe too hard. So it's pretty good about the brown crease. So here you kind of see. So I just have it in the crease, but I have like this spot on my lid open. So to that, I get to put the gold, and then I have this palette, which I really love. It is more expensive. I got it online when it was a lot cheaper, but it's so pretty. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take this gold color right here, and for gold I really like just using my finger, like for the sparkles. I feel like it goes on so much better. Alright, so that's eyeshadow. So now I like to put eyeliner around my eyes so that, again, I don't look dead. So I really like Maybelline Unstoppable. This is just the I think it's just like the charcoal black or the onyx. And this is just like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in right at my lash line. So it's not really going to go up on the eyeshadow. It's just going to kind of go basically in my eyelashes. Yes, I like just to take my finger and like kind of pull back the corner of my eye a little bit. If you don't feel confident with the eyeliner, another thing you can do is just take a brush like this, like an angled brush, and put it in like your darkest eyeshadow, and then go along and then do the eyeshadow marks. And then that way it's a lot easy for like trial and error. If you don't get it right the first time, you just kind of wipe it off and do it again. And then if you want, you can go in over the top of it with like a darker eyeliner, or you can just leave it. I do a lot of just like eyeshadow eyeliner. Okay, so that's the upper lip. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit on the underlip too. Okay. After that, I'm going to do a little bit of a wing for eyeshadow just because I'm going to be on stage. So what I do is L'Oreal Paris Voluminous Superstar. This is liquid eyeliner. I don't know if it'll focus. So this one is the liquid eyeliner. It's got a tip like that. Eyeliner is hard, liquid eyeliner is. So if you need, just use, again, that angled brush to draw the shape that you want, and then cover it with the liquid eyeliner, or just not. I'm just going from the outside to the in. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is do the mascara. I use Mary Kay mascara. This one is Ultimate Mascara. I like Mary Kay's product since I've got really sensitive skin. It doesn't make me break out. And I just like to be really careful, especially with mascara. So this, just going to take, you start at the base and just work your way up. You want to make sure you start at the base of it, so that way you haven't, so that way you don't just put it at the ends. Alright, there's that. I'm going to keep it over here though because I'll need it a little bit again. Okay. Alright. So now for stage makeup, sometimes you get very shiny. So for the shininess, I have this Neutrogena Mineral Shine. It just goes up with this. It's just a loose powder. So for this is just gonna, and I'll put this on throughout the day too, because you get very sweaty, especially if you're dancing. So this is just to basically combat that. So I just like to put it in the like 3 main areas. So on my forehead is a little bit more matte, so you're not going to be as glowy. On the nose, then on the chin, and then I also put it underneath my eyes. I wait until after I've done my eyeshadow so I can cover up any of the things that are the eyeshadow that might have fallen down. Okay, yeah, and then this I'm going to take with me along with concealer. Next, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do a bit more blush. So I'm just going to go with that Physicians Formula again, and I'm going to go with a little bit of the darker shade now. Just blush a little bit. Okay, that looks better. So now I'm just going to do my eyebrows really quick. My eyebrows are really dark, so I don't have to do much. But if you do want to darken your eyebrows a little bit, just take an eyeshadow color that is close to yours. So I will either use this one, which is a little bit lighter than my eyebrow shade, or I'll use this color depending if I need it, which I don't usually need it. But just take an eyeshadow color that's pretty close to it. And then I use that angle brush again, usually, and I just go in and just go and like make the lines. But I got a new brush. This is an eyebrow brush, so I'm going to try using it today. It is good to brush them out just because a lot of makeup does get in them, and then they like kind of stick in like a weird shape. After that, I'm just going to go ahead and go in with mascara to my lower eyelashes. And sometimes things like that will happen. So I do. Q-tip and makeup remover. This is really good too if you like get the makeup on your lid. Put a little bit on the Q-tip. Take the Q-tip. Gently push it off. Take the other end. Blend it out. And gone. Alright, so now especially if you've done full face makeup, sometimes there's like makeup or foundation on your lips. So you're definitely going to want to do some product for show choir. I just have to do a clear gloss. So I got one with a little bit of sparkles because I like sparkles. So I'm going to use this. Alright, and that's that. And then that's also going to go in my bag. Alright, that's almost everything. Just one last thing is this Dewy Coconut Setting Mist from e.l.f. So what this does is just going to make your makeup last all day. So you're just going to take this. I like to spray it in the sink just to make sure it's open. And you're just going to go basically in a Z shape all over. Like that. You might want to do a little bit more. And then you just let it dry. And then it's set. It's good to go. And that's everything.